Before we get into today's program, there's an important opportunity I want to share with you over these next couple of minutes. The semi-annual BIG5 Lab Bundle sale happening now through next Sunday. Taking control of your health has never been easier, and saving $1,000 in this huge semi-annual event for the BIG5 Functional Medicine Lab Bundle is a win-win. These are the exact top 5 lab tests I recommend to every new wellness client in our integrative health practice that are ready to stop the guessing and finally take a comprehensive deep dive into their overall health and well-being. Each of these labs offers a unique perspective of assessing the body and how certain underlying imbalances may be holding you back from achieving your optimal level of health and vitality. By running the BIG5 Functional Medicine lab tests, you will have the ability to actually discover what your deficiencies and toxicities are. And from there, you can then build your body back up while ridding it of toxins that are stealing your energy and performance and having you feeling less than your best. The BIG5 consists of the Minerals and Metals test, the complete Candida Metabolic and Vitamins test, the IgG Food Sensitivity test, the Omega-3 and Inflammation test, and the complete Stress, Mood, and Metabolism test. Each of these state-of-the-art labs were specifically chosen for ease of use. That means I can mail these labs directly to you and they can be completed by you right at home. And that translates to better compliance, faster results, and happier, healthier clients. Plus, included in this big money-saving package, you'll receive a coaching call with a certified integrative health practitioner to review your lab results. This is the time of year that I personally run my own BIG5 labs to stay on track with my energy and performance. It's time to stop guessing and finally take back control of your health and body. This opportunity for big savings on the BIG5 won't happen again until next year, so get started with the link in the show notes before the offer expires. Now enjoy the show. If you're an entrepreneur in today's fast-paced physical and digital world, and especially the challenging economy, then this is no time to be down for the count because of your health. Today on the Breaking Boundaries podcast, you're going to learn the 2 biggest reasons you become unwell and what you can do about it. I'm grateful that you're here and I'm ready to help you with Breaking Boundaries. Hello, I'm Jeffrey Mort. If you're like most entrepreneurs, you're busy taking care of business, yet who's taking care of you? As a certified integrative health practitioner and consulting hypnotist, I'm widely considered a leader for naturally improving energy and performance as I've coached world-renowned entrepreneurs and athletes to higher performance health and unstoppable confidence. Here you'll find no wasted time as we distill my unique blend of functional medicine, ancient wisdom, and subconscious reprogramming into actionable steps to create ultra-healthy and laser-focused super achievers. If you're ready to take your energy and performance to the next level in your life and your business, then this podcast is for you, because today you're going to start breaking boundaries of your mind, body, and business with integrative health. And when you do that, your possibilities are limitless. I'm grateful you're here. Welcome to the Breaking Boundaries podcast, and I'm grateful that you're here. Today, we're going to have a conversation, you and I, about the 2 biggest reasons that we become ill. That's what we're talking about today. Let me ask you a question. Can you finish this commonly uttered statement? It sucks getting blank. And if you filled in the blank with the word old, right? It sucks getting old, then you win the prize. And I'm here to tell you that getting old does not have to suck. It certainly doesn't. And I used to think the same exact way, but it does not. And I've proven that otherwise. More on that in a minute. But today's program is all about the 2 biggest reasons you become unwell and what you can do about it right now, starting today. That's the best part, is you can start this right now. So let's look at some facts, shall we? It is estimated that 67% of Americans have chronic health issues and are on prescription medications. For things like obesity and weight-related conditions, Like type 2 diabetes, those are trending upwards. Obesity rates are at nearly 40% of the US population, and that's according to the CDC. Now, consider that 40% of the US population, that's almost half of the US population, is considered not overweight, not at an unhealthy weight, but obese, right? Beyond that. And that is frightening. However, the good news is that is completely reversible in a very short amount of time. According to the Healthcare Intelligence Network, 86% of all healthcare dollars, this is healthcare dollars now, which is $2.9 trillion. And I believe these figures are maybe a year and a half, 2 years old. So probably above 3 trillion now, are spent. Those dollars are spent treating chronic disease. And for the record, healthcare, aka conventional medicine, only masks the symptoms of chronic health issues, not really addressing the underlying root cause. So things typically and eventually get worse. And for the record now, I am not against conventional medicine. I'm not against the healthcare system. They are definitely needed, but there's a place and time. And that time and place is for acute care, for triage, for emergencies, for heart attacks and strokes and things like that, where life-saving techniques and science and technology have to come into play in a very short amount of time. When it comes to chronic health conditions, then healthcare really is not the answer. So, for the record, I'm not against healthcare, and that's why I practice integrative health, because we need that. We need that type of healthcare system, but just not for chronic health issues. I digress. I respect your time, so let's get right to the root cause of the problem, shall we? The two main reasons that you get ill, or most people get sick, is number one, deficiencies, and number two, toxicities. Now, what does that mean? Let's break that down. Deficiencies is not enough of what your body requires to be healthy. Your body requires a certain amount, a certain quantity, a certain quality of minerals, of vitamins, of nutrients, of macronutrients, of micronutrients. It needs all that to replicate cells, to rebuild the body, to have a robust immune system. It needs all of those things, and in the proper amounts too. Most, American mentality is, well, if a little bit of something is good, then a whole lot of that something is fantastic. Well, that's not the case. Your body needs copper for many, many functions, especially energy and immune system. However, if you have too much copper in your body, then that becomes a toxicity. And then you get copper toxicity, which could lead to symptoms like ADHD and cognitive decline and all kinds of, energy issues as well. So, yes, the body needs copper for energy, but if it has too much, it could be depleting your energy because now your body is toxic with too much copper. What does copper look like when it's toxic? Well, copper works in synergy with zinc. So copper and zinc work on a ratio. If you don't have enough zinc, you may become copper toxic. And if you don't have enough copper, then you're going to be burning up the zinc that you have in your body. So everything works on a ratio in your body. Well, I shouldn't say everything, but minerals if we get down to specificity here, minerals work in ratios, and hormones also work in ratios too. So those are the deficiencies. The toxicities, too much of what shouldn't be in your body in the first place. And that could be things like heavy metal, like lead and cadmium and mercury and aluminum. Those things you don't want. Arsenic is another one. Those things you don't want in your body. Yes, they exist naturally in the earth. However, they have no function, no place in your body, and they slow the body down. They actually do major, major damage in the body. If you have those heavy metal toxicities. What are some other toxicities? It could be yeast overgrowth or fungal overgrowth. It could be candida, bacterial overgrowth, small intestinal bacteria overgrowth. And now that I mentioned that, I do have to give my disclaimer because I mentioned a name of a disease that, as an integrative health practitioner, I certainly don't diagnose, treat, or cure diseases. So that's out of the way. Toxicities, parasites is another big one. When your body has any of these toxicities in it, that it's going to slow you down. It's really going to take its toll on your body. It's going to cost you your immune system. It's going to cost you energy. It's going to cost you your cognitive function, and it's going to slow you down in your day-to-day activities. And, some other toxicities, could be mold, mycotoxins. It could be pharmaceuticals that are in your body that are acting as toxins. It could certainly be things like pesticides and herbicides and industrial chemicals and basic household cleaners and things that have accumulated over time that are trapped inside your body. They're bound toxins, and they need to be unbound and released out of the body. And there's ways to do that, and we'll talk about that. Not so much today, but we will talk about that in another episode coming up. So all these toxicities and not having the proper amounts of things, aka deficiencies, these conditions cause inflammation, they cause rapid aging, and really systemic chaos in the entire body. And so how do I know this? Well, first off, I experienced these deficiencies firsthand. I experienced many of the toxicities that I mentioned firsthand. So I know not only how they affect the body, but I know what it feels like. I know, the daily activities that I was not able to do because of these two major factors. And how else do I know? I know this because I see it in clients. I hear it in their stories. I hear it and I feel it in their emotions. I see it on their faces and in their eyes, and I hold empathetic space for them as they describe to me what they want to do, but they can no longer do it. The body is no longer able to do what the mind is asking of it. I see this when we onboard a new client in our private wellness practice over there at Love Energy Wellness. And by the end of our time together, and we'll talk about that time, at the end of our time together, that story changes. That story changes, and they are able to do the things they want to do. So, what does this look like? It looks like mineral imbalances, which we talked about. It looks like heavy metal toxicity. It looks like, gut dysfunction and metabolic dysfunction. It looks like vitamin deficiencies. It looks like food sensitivities. It looks like, high levels of stress. It looks like mitochondrial dysfunction. It looks like neurotransmitter function, mood disruptions, thyroid disruptions, blood sugar issues, blood sugar dysregulation. It looks like, again, vitamin deficiencies, but specifically things like vitamin D. It looks like unhealthy levels of inflammation. And that's what happens. And I see all these things. I see the data in their lab results. I see those mineral imbalances and the toxicities. I see the gut dysfunction and the metabolic dysfunction. I see the vitamin deficiencies and food sensitivities and all those. And especially the unhealthy levels of inflammation, like any condition, any chronic health condition that ends in itis, ITIS, is an inflammatory issue. And, so many people struggle with high levels, unhealthy levels of inflammation. Inflammation is not the enemy. Our body needs inflammation to be able to keep in balance. But when there's too much inflammation, when there's systemic inflammation, unhealthy levels of inflammation, then the body begins to shut down and it can't perform the way it needs to. How do we look at these things? We can look at all those things through something that we call the BIG5 bundle. Those are 5 lab tests that I highly recommend everybody does that, in addition to their primary care annual physical and the blood tests that your doctor will run for you as well. So The Big Five bundle, what's that look like? That is a minerals and metals test. So we're looking at your mineral ratios and balance in minerals. We're looking at the heavy metal toxicities to make sure that you don't have that lead and cadmium and mercury and aluminum and arsenic in your body. And if we do, then there's, steps to take care of that. We use also in the Big Five bundle, I'll run through them real quick. Candida metabolic and vitamins tests. So we're looking at gut health. We're looking at vitamins. We're looking at food sensitivities. We're looking at stress, mood, and metabolism through a lab. We're also looking at omega-3s, which is part of your inflammation test. And these are easy to do. These are easy to do right at home. I'm not going to go further into that. If you want to learn more about that, check out the Big Five bundle at loveenergywellness.com/shop, and you can read all about it over there. But I recommend the Big Five annually, in addition, like I said, to your annual blood work with your primary care physician. So how is this a business boundary? How does this hold us back in business? All these issues are taxing on the body, causing different issues like stiffness and headaches, joint pain, mobility issues that can keep you from getting things done, as well as leading to rapid aging. If you're lucky enough to make it to retirement, your quality of life may be severely limited. Think of how many people that have retired and they're not able to do all the things they wish they could have done when they were younger. Don't let that be you. And there's the drain on the brain, causing foggy thinking and irritability and disorganization. And as an entrepreneur, you need to be organized. You need to be sharp with your thinking, and you need to be able to get things done. You need to have good decision making. And then, these things lead to a weakened immune system, and allergies are getting worse, and you're putting on more weight, and you're getting sick more often and staying sick longer, and you have low energy, trouble losing weight, or maybe gaining weight. That's actually a problem for a lot of people too. People that want to lose weight, they laugh at the fact that some people want to, put weight on, but there are, people out there that you see that are just at an unhealthy weight, way underweight. And that could be from, poor food absorption or malabsorption, as we call it in practice, issues like that. So, other problems that can arise as low mood, which I suffered from for years, and even low libido. Nobody wants that. And autoimmune issues where the body begins to fight itself. It actually is in battle with itself. So all these things are bogging down your energy, they're robbing your endurance, they're limiting your performance as an entrepreneur, and, more importantly, as a parent for your children, or a partner to your spouse or loved one. So now I want you to imagine life without that problem. I want you to imagine having lots of energy throughout the day because your body has what it needs to perform. I want you to imagine being in a great mood and having clarity and focus on your goals. I want you to imagine that decisions come easily, and that you're excited, and that you're happy and a joy to be around. I want you to imagine that you finally feel good about yourself. I want you to imagine that your skin looks smooth and clear and amazing. I want you to imagine that you have more confidence. I want you to imagine that you have better relationships, that you have youthful libido, you got your mojo back, that you have more strength, you're back at the gym or doing yoga or kickboxing or Tai Chi, or you're running, you have better endurance and all-around performance, you feel great, you have energy at the end of the day to spend time with your kids and your family and your loved ones and do all the things that you like doing. You're loving life again, and that's the result that you want and more, is it not? So in a moment, you're about to discover how to break that boundary. But first, to recap, more people are getting unwell. We covered that. Gave you statistics. Traditional healthcare is not working for chronic health issues. We talked about that. And the two reasons that most people get ill are deficiencies and toxicities. And what and not just myself, but other integrative health practitioners see in clinical practice because we collaborate. That's one wonderful thing about being an integrative health practitioner and a health coach is it's not competitive. It's not a competitive industry. It is collaborative. We all talk. We want to help each other. We want to teach what we know. We want to help other people learn, and we want to help other people grow in their business. And we collaborate. If I have a stumbling point with with somebody, or maybe their labs look fine but they're not feeling well, I have a group of integrative health practitioners at my fingertips, at my resource that I can collaborate with, and it's a wonderful group. But we see this all the time. And how this holds you back, we talked about that too, all the things you don't want. And then we also talked about how you want to feel instead. So what do you do about this? Well, in addition to, like I mentioned earlier, the annual physical with your primary care physician, getting your blood work done, and I'll cover that in a future episode, what you should run for tests on another episode. We'll do that. So number one, run the Big 5 with a level 2 integrative health practitioner. If it's not myself, you can find a practitioner that you're comfortable with at ihp.coach/practitioners, ihp.coach/practitioners. IHP is the Integrative Health Practitioner Institute, where I received my education. Or you can simply go to loveenergywellness.com. That is our private wellness practice, and you can look at /shop and find the Big 5 labs over there, and you can learn what that's all about. So that's step one, is get some lab work done and understand. And these are functional medicine labs, not your traditional conventional medicine labs. These are done with, yes, some blood work that's done with just a drop of blood on a card, not a phlebotomist and a blood draw, for those of you that don't like that. But these are also done with a hair sample, a saliva sample, a urine sample, and very, very easy to do. So run the labs. If you don't want to do the Big 5, you can do what's called the starter kit. That is our minerals and metals lab, and our Candida metabolic and vitamins lab. Gives you the most amount of information for the fewest dollars, and that is just simply a hair sample and a urine sample. Step number two, begin to remove those toxicities. How do we do that? We do that with a 21-day functional medicine detox that's formulated by Dr. Cabral. This is a detox that works on opening up liver detoxification pathways. Your liver has the wonderful job in your body to filter all 10 pints of your blood every 6 minutes of your living existence here on this earth. And we need to give our liver some love. You change the oil in your vehicle every, 3 to 5 to maybe 10,000 miles. Why don't you help your liver to filter out all the toxins out of your body and out of your blood? And we have a wonderful program there. You can learn more about it at loveenergywellness.com/transform. And number 3, you want to replace those deficiencies according to what your lab results say, whether it's the Big 5 or the starter kit. And you want to use functional medicine protocols. And these protocols are bio-individualized by your integrative health practitioner, whether that's myself or another IHP. Not everybody needs the same thing as the other person. And that's why these labs and these protocols are key to being able to remove these toxicities and replace these deficiencies so that you can live a longer, healthier life. So those are the 3 steps to breaking boundaries. Run your labs, functional medicine labs with an integrative health practitioner or your naturopathic doctor, whatever you choose. Number 2, begin to remove those toxicities. And number 3, replace those deficiencies. How long does this take? You might be wondering to yourself. No more than 12 to 16 weeks. You'll start feeling better. If you've never done a detox before, step number 2, 21-day functional medicine detox. If you've never done one, highly recommend a 21-day, and then a 7-day every change of season after that. Once a year, 21-day, or every season after that, say, winter, spring, summer, 7 days is what you're going to do there. I'm in the middle of my detox right now. Amazing. I feel amazing. I have awesome energy. Every time I do it is another rung up the ladder in my wellness journey. You'll start feeling amazing in the first 5 to 7 days. My promise to you. 12 to 16 weeks is how long it takes usually to overcome these chronic health issues, to be able to start reversing those, even diseases, might I say, or, the dis-ease of the body. Your body is in a state of dis-ease, and we can reverse that and bring you back to balance, to equilibrium, to homeostasis are the terms that we want. And, honestly, the next 4 months are going to go by regardless. It would be amazing to feel younger, to feel stronger, to feel more healthy and vibrant and feel that vitality when it does. Would it not? It just makes sense. With that, that's today's episode. I'm so grateful for you being here today and for your time. And please share this program with anybody that you feel it could serve. And we will see you next time to break more boundaries. Bye-bye, everybody. Before we say goodbye, you may not have realized it, but you can get free daily access to our thriving Love Energy Wellness community and support group where you'll join health-conscious entrepreneurs just like you. I know you're concerned about your health, energy, and performance. That's why I personally answer your questions daily, invite you to our weekly live calls, and share pro-wellness tips for energy and performance and exclusive offers just for our community members. This is also your support hub when we gather every 90 days for a total body and mind reset, also known as the world-renowned Dr. Cabral Functional Medicine Detox Protocol. You're going to love the way you feel every time. So if you're the kind of entrepreneur that values your health as your greatest asset, naturally you'll want to join and invite your friends, your family, and your colleagues to our community where you'll feel loved, supported, seen, and heard. Visit loveenergywellness.com to join the community, or the link is also right here in today's show notes. I'll see you soon.